Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Sanja. Good morning, Freddie. Good morning to you guys. Good morning. How are you, Teresa Anderson? Good morning to you. Good morning, you guys. Good morning, sexy grandma. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happiness just because. Send her roses. If this violence she likes, let her play. Dedicate her favorite song. Oh, let the whole start them dishes. Sorry, you guys. Let me see who's all in the building. Gloria Bates, good morning to you. Teresa, Sanja, Sexy Grandma, Freddie. Good morning to you guys. So, today is February the 4th, 2022. Good morning, Lisa Taylor. Good morning to you. We got 9 people in the building, 5 thumbs up. That means 4 people is in the house, and they have forgotten to hit that thumbs up. I know, you guys, we got to get in the habit of it. Please go back out, hit the thumbs up, come on back on in. Let's get that other rhythm going. Some of our sisters and brothers do not get notification. So if you can at least, I don't even ask you guys to share over here. I ask you to share on the big channel. So I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking to help the algorithm. Whether it gets to them or not, we don't know. But we're going to do our part, right? Right. We're going to wake up with a positive mind, positive atmosphere, and positive thinking right at the beginning of our day. It is February the 4th, 2022. What will the day bring? You guys, it is Friday. Hey, Avalance, how are you doing? Carolyn is in the building. Carolyn McCoy, how are you? Good morning to you, sunshine. Good morning. Things is getting ready to change, you guys. Things is finna change. Hey, come holla at us, sister. It's good to see you in the building. First name come, middle name holla, last name sister. Good morning, happy Friday. Yeah, you're gonna hear my dishwasher going, so. Nevertheless, you guys, I do gotta get housework done. My house isn't still in a disarray. It's gonna take a while because I need to get some buckets. I need to get some buckets to put mail in, and then one of my closets fell down. It's been a while, but I gotta get something. I don't want to put it back on the rack. I'm just sick and tired of that. These are my church clothes. So, since we ain't wore church clothes in a while, I'm just tired. And I don't know. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so today is Friday. Anything on anybody's mind, let's talk about it. I always give everybody the opportunity. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning to you. I see you in the building. Yes, I do. You guys, you're the best. You guys are the best. You know why? I have seen so much growth in this family. I have seen so much growth in this family. So, when I first started doing YouTube, I didn't know that even though that we were on computers and phones and tablets, I didn't know that there was a disrespect in how you come into a chat, what you say in a chat. I would just blurt out some stuff, you know. And there was this one guy, he was on YouTube, and he had lots of followers. He had maybe about 50, 60,000 followers. And he was supposed to be some kind of god or prophet or whatever. And he knew the Bible. He actually was a pastor at one time, I believe. But then he decided to go on his own and preach the word. Now, I'm going to tell you, I wasn't in agreement with what he was saying. I can't remember this young last name, and he was young, but he wanted people to call him what do you call it? Like he was the reborn Christ or something. I don't know. Yeah, Freddie. Yeah, Freddie. You missed yesterday. Some people don't get notification. We understand. We hear that excuse all the time. No, I know it's true. That's why I tell people to put it out. You might be friends with somebody, and once you put it out, maybe it'll get out there because you know, YouTube is like any other industry. Unless you can build yourself up and build it up, they have helped you so much. They're not gonna do it no more. They're not gonna put a notification out. You know what? I want to argue about it. I want to complain about it. I do. But what good is it gonna do? Come on, you guys. What good will it do? You know, you don't know their system. I don't know their system. They could say something and I have to take it and run because I don't know. I just see that everybody else, but, I'm not competing or I'm comparing. I'm just saying what I see. So I believe that once you start making YouTube some dineros, they'll put you out there. If you're not making the dineros, you're not keeping people on for a long period of time, and this is your full-time job and all this other stuff, which it can't be because I can't go that long without an income, you guys. I just can't. Then you're just going to have to wait in line, and hopefully one day you might hit Plymouth Rock, or it might hit you. Or, you know what I'm saying, you'll get a video that goes viral sometime or whatever. I'm telling, and people are like, you really think you're going to get a video, SB? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I done ran into a lot of, before we even had this channel, you guys, like I said, my lifestyle has changed, but I would run into TV stars all the time, and we would chit-chat, and we would go here and talk, and and you know what? I think now it would have been a perfect thing to be like, hey, you guys, I got a surprise for just the family, or the Diamond members, or the members only, or whatever. And then you guys would have seen that activity, and that that whole, and then you wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, SP, you're lying. Oh, I don't believe you met this person. Oh, I don't know if you know this person or whatever. But right now, I'm just a worker just like you guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but those times, whether I knew them or I just ran into them or something, hey, I would have went live. And I'm pretty sure, there's certain people that has numbers behind their name. That's just the way it is. I don't get mad at them. And I don't get mad at finding out once you get on YouTube. It's double hard for women to move up in this industry. You know why? Because women do not, they argue and complain about women rights and women, we do so much and we do this and we do that. And we're our worst enemy. We shoot our own self in the foot because I don't like what she said. She don't know this. I raised my kids by myself. I knew the information, tried to help her. Most of the time when you're trying to help, you're doing damage. I'm going to tell you something about my car, you guys. And I'm not talking bad about my child or the person that tried to help, the mechanic or whatever. But I'm going to tell you what happened to my car. Okay, you guys know my car shut down, locked me in it, and all this other stuff. And then I thought everything was fine because it didn't do it for a while. But finally one day I was coming home from work. It was going like 20 miles an hour, and it cut off. It goes 20 miles an hour, cut off. I drove all the way home. I complained to my husband about it. He was like, I can't find out what's going on. I still had to go to work. I had a shift. I didn't want to get a strike about not going to work. So I put my butt all the way to work going 10 miles an hour, okay? When I got off work, guess what? I was hoping and praying. I prayed. The whole 2-3 hours I was at work. I got off work, got in my car. My car was going 5 miles an hour. Now, I live 20-30 miles away from this job. 30 miles away from this job. Could you see somebody driving 5 miles an hour home? I couldn't get on the highway. 5 miles. And I still, to this day, do not know where my hazardous lights is on this car. So I had a lot of people give me fingers. Nobody assists me. They're like, get out the way, and rolling their eyes and their necks at me and going, oh my God, and yelling and looking at me crazy. But nobody helped me. Nobody helped me. Nobody did. Roll down there window. We were going 5 miles an hour. You could have got out the car and walked with me and probably would have made it home before I did. You could have said, hey, ma'am, you need some help? Well, why don't you pull over, or something? No man didn't help me, which I didn't expect. No woman didn't help me. They was wanting me to get out the way. You guys know where I'm going with this. And yes, come and holler at us, sister, the Messiah. I'll get back to that. Thank you. Y'all be knowing what I be talking about. Keep that right there, because I'll probably forget what he called himself again. Yeah, he did. He called himself the Messiah. Okay, so, but anyway, hey, Avalanche, she said, my sister always texts me to let me know that you are on. All right. Your sister always texts you? Okay. Those who haven't seen it, go over after live and watch the replay. Okay. That's what I do when I miss. Wow, was working. Yeah. So, I didn't expect nobody to help me. I just didn't. I'm in my car, they in their car, as long as their car is driving, going, whatever. So, I really question. I really question. Yesterday we had a long conversation about people, their mannerism, how you can tell when a woman's mad, how you can tell when a woman is angry, and how you can tell when a woman is desperate and needs some attention, or she's wanting something from you. Now, she's not going to ever say it. She's not going to say, hey, SB, could you do this, could you do that, or ask, they just bogart. They just bogart. Now, ain't nobody gonna bogart me in my car when it's rolling like 5 miles an hour, is they? They ain't gonna say, hey, come here, I got a better way you can do this. Not one person, not a man, not a woman, not a child, not a bird, not a dog, nobody. Matter of fact, I halfway called the people that I know in town. Ain't nobody answering the phone. They don't even know I got problems. But they're busy. I guarantee you they're busy. Or they got something that they're doing. Now, every now and then my kids will be like, hey, mama, everything okay? Or they do answer the phone. 9 times out of 10 when I'm having trouble, my husband don't even answer the phone. He don't even know I'm having trouble. He just tired, asleep, doing whatever he's doing. So, I get it. When you're on top of the world, though, everybody wants to tell you how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, and you're doing it wrong. Isn't that strange? Let me go get me some water for this morning. Tell me, you guys, is that how it works when you're doing everything and it ain't working? People ain't got nothing to say to you. they got absolutely nothing to say to you. We can have 12 people in this chat. They won't come over here and chat it up with us. No, they won't. You know what? It's not big enough for them. They come over here, they're going to be like, she only got 12 people in the chat. Well, she only got 12. Really? Well, why is she coming on? Well, I can get 12 people. She don't know what she doing. I go start my own channel, and that ain't nothing. But the thing about it, when people start their channel, I'm all good. Now, we're not the only channel in the world, so you've got billions and billions and billions of channels that will help you. Let's see how many will. They will do what I do. If you know what I'm saying? At the beginning, we was helping channels grow. We was assisting, but people were coming in. They were what they call manhandling the host. It wasn't that the helping was bad. It was like, they would say something out of line, out of character for your channel, and get mad at you because you're like, hey, you can't be in here cussing people out, causing chaos. You want to grab everybody out my channel. You can't just get something and eat and go home. You want to get all the people to come to you, and then you disrespecting the mom. So we just cut away with it. We cut away with it. Because you have to tell people, okay, you got some of the people, which is good. Now we need to cut that umbilical cord. They'll tell you, I don't want you to cut the umbilical cord. They want it all. They want all your people. They want to come in whenever they get good and ready. Now, hey, listen here. This is your channel, but stop. I want to come in when I want to. And here's the thing. I've heard them say this. Why? It's no big deal. See, it's no big deal. People's going to go where they want to go. They don't even know you. You hear what I'm saying? They don't even know you. You haven't been doing this for 2-3 years, making contact, making bonds, getting to grow, getting to learn people, getting them to know you. You want me to assist you with everybody I know, and you have nothing to offer me. You're trying to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Come on. For those of you that don't know, this is what I'm drinking this morning. I'm going to drink me some water. And it's not expensive water. It's the Nestea Pure Life water. But I'm going to drink a little bit of it. My voice is a little raspy this morning. We still got a lot of snow. We had to turn the heat up last night. We were underneath the covers and we were still freezing. We were still freezing. So people, sometimes they don't get it. They don't get it. They'll do it, and then they'll think, oh, she's got a problem with me because I'm cuter. No. She's got a problem with me because I can give that information out better. No. Let me tell you something. Majority of the time, you cannot give the information out better. You know why? Because you're not even used to going live. And when you finally do get used to going live, you've got to learn this app. And when you finally do learn the app, and you're going to get frustrated when there's only but 2-3 people in your chat. And then, and so when you have someone mentoring you, You take everything, you take it and cherish it. You don't take it for granted like this is what my job is. My job is not to build you up. No, that's not my job. And if you were really concerned, and I'm just going to say this, when it comes to these children, if you're really concerned, you can always easily, don't come running in here. I'm trying to read something, get something out, blurting it out, blurting it out, blurting it out. Now, the reason why we tell you ahead of time, so everybody can be on the same page, and then once we get the information out there, if there's anything that's left out, please call in, share it, come on the panel and share it. Not come over, oh, host, get out the way. I need to blurt this. I need to blurt this out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just passionate about this. You guys, I don't know. I just seen that and I kind of was like, what the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on? I hear it all the time, you guys. I hear it all the time. Oh, I just would have helped so bad. You're in a whole different state. Calm down. You do not have whatever information you have that you have to come and be very rude in a channel which you call your family. It's like, get out of the way. I'm going to make the eggs today. Why don't you make the eggs every day? There's a panel right there. No, don't come on the panel and don't want to show your face. You want to give people the information, then come as a warrior. Not trying to slide in somewhere. Come as a warrior and you will be respected. Come as a warrior and we will hand you this panel and come and listen to what you got to say. But when you try to come like a thief in the night, red flags come up. It really do. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to the young guy I was telling you about, you guys. This guy, he called himself Messiah. I guess it's Jesus. He called himself Jesus. Everybody was calling him Jesus. He had at least 2,000-3,000 people in his channel, and this was like 5 years ago. He had 1,000, 2,000 people in his channel every live he did, you guys. Did you guys hear me? And guess what? I guaranteed you 99.9% of them was women. Okay? He was married. His wife came on there one time when he was live. She cussed him out, called him names, tore up some stuff, told the people why he was live. I was in the live at the time looking. She was telling him he was a fake and this, that, and the other. And she was trying to get in the door. She was knocking on the door. I don't know if anybody else in here seen that. If you did see it, please put a 1 in the chat. If you know what I'm talking about, you know I ain't telling no lie. She was telling him he was a fake and he was a scam artist and da-da-da-da-da. And he's just taking you guys' money and stuff. She was trying to get in the door. I guess he was in some room. She finally made it in there, and she got to talking and just saying some stuff. Good morning, Tina. Good morning to you, sweetheart. And I watched because, you know, at that time, I was doing a lot of research. Anyway, I watched to see what the outcome of that situation was going to be. When he got done with her, didn't see it but heard about it. Okay, come on, at us, sister. You know what I'm talking about then. This man would go from state to state and he would have these conventions, meet and greet, and these women would show up. He had the contacts in his eyes and he had a pretty nice haircut, kept himself looking good every single day. He was a nice looking man. He really was. He was nice looking. And he was very easy on the eyes. But he would tell people to come and then they would get saved and all this other stuff. He had relations with a lot of them and everything. But the thing about why I was trying to tell you guys this, because if you didn't see it, like I said, it was a couple of years ago. Sandra said, "Oh, she knows what I'm talking about." Okay, so you guys know I ain't lying. So the moral of the story is what I'm coming to tell you is, so this guy, he was the host. Now, I knew better to go in his chat. I have seen people go in his chat and cuss him out, call him names, and da 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 da, whoop de whoop de woo, tell him he's a scam artist, tell him he lying, and this, that, and the other. And I tell you what, you didn't see the mods. I don't even know if they had mods back then. I don't know. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure they probably had mods back then. But I can't give you that detail. But I can tell you everybody in that chat, every 1,000, 2,000 people in that chat was cussing that person out. That person said, "You lying, that's not what the scripture said," or "You lying," or "You cheated on me," or "I got a baby by you," or "You won't pay child support," or why you go in there lying, or "You raped me," or something. If somebody came in that chat, just like his wife, now they couldn't control his wife because she was in the physical. But when you're in this virtual world, they tore that person. Could nobody go in that chat destroying stuff? Could nobody go in there saying anything disruptive? And I kind of thought, wow, look at this. They acting like he's Jesus. What is wrong with these people? Like, I want to hear what this woman is getting ready to say to him or whatever. But I understood something. I wasn't in agreement with it, but this is what I understood. Here's the thing. Here's the bottom. Here's the moral to the story. That was his founded home. That's something he created. It was his. I've learned something over years and times. I didn't say nothing in there. I might ask questions, but I didn't go in there disrespecting whatever he was teaching. Was it wrong? Yes. A lot of what he was teaching was wrong. Did he know it was wrong? Oh boy. He had to know it was wrong. It wasn't something like you would think, like, I mean, sometimes people teach you scriptures so that they can gain access to your mind. People make you feel guilty and vulnerable or whatever. And I believe that's what he was doing. It wasn't that he was it's hard to explain it, you guys. It's hard to explain it, but he learned something. He could tell the truth and women follow him. He could tell a lie and women follow him. He could say whatever he wanted. They were going to not only follow him on the app or on the tablet, the computer, the phone, or whatever. He goes to Texas. He sells out. And he charges people to come in. And no, I didn't want anything of that nature. I just watched, like, what is wrong with these women? You could not go in there and tell these women he is not Jesus. They gonna cuss you up and down. You know what you do to people when they do that? You leave them alone. You leave them alone. You know, you leave them alone. They're gonna fall anyway. I don't know where he's at today, but he lived a nice life. I guarantee you that. He lived a nice life, financially. He was very comfortable. He was. I mean, he was as big as, what was that preacher down there in Atlanta? Eddie Long. He was getting big like Eddie Long, and he was young. Because I think he went both ways, too. I'm just being honest. I don't really think it. I pretty much can tell you. I'm not going to lie on nobody, but yeah, that was happening. But I felt when I was in his lives, I just sat back and watched. I felt an evil presence in that life. It didn't go or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, like, it was a presence, like, how can I explain it? Hey, good morning, Lisa Cole. It was a present like you knew that this character had possessed a lot of the people's mind, and they would have done anything he would have said. Yes, they watch others like themselves and go from there. Nothing about them is God-driven. Yeah. There was this one female. She used to have a little channel. She was a younger lady. She was probably about 17, 18. She was gay. And I used to go in her channel. And one day, I don't know what she was going through. She was going to kill herself. She was going to do something of that nature. And her and I had a long conversation. We had a very long conversation. There was probably about 40, 50 people in her channel at the time. But she focused on me. And she told everybody else, stop texting me. I want to hear what SP has to say. And so we were talking. She was getting high at the time while she was live. I'm just telling you guys, when we were talking, but she wanted to kill herself, this, that, and the other. This young lady, it was weird because I started singing this song. First of all, I was talking to her and stuff, but I ran out of words. I ran out of words. It was nothing else I could say to her, and she wanted to know, oh, was you still there? Was you still there? Was you still there? And I sat back, and I said, Lord, give me the words. I don't know what to say to this young lady. She did have a boyfriend, and I don't know what the boyfriend did, but she was really tomboyish. She wore the Jordans, and she wore the throwback shirts and the hats, and then she went and cut her hair off. She had beautiful hair. She cut her hair off. I mean, it was just cut. It was like, oh, and then, then she told us that, she was, gay and all that other stuff, and then was anybody going to leave her and not be friends and things of that nature or whatever. Nobody didn't leave her or anything. I don't know why people think that that's like surprise. I mean, the way you dressed already kind of told us you were headed that way anyway. But anyway, nevertheless, I mean, nobody's going to stop liking you because you're gay. I don't know why people even come out with saying stuff like that. It seems to me like you want some attention. I don't have a problem, but you want me to have a problem with what? What you do? I don't have a problem with what you do. See what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with what you do. You have to live your life. You have to live in your home. If you don't pay your rent, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to stop paying my rent because you stop paying your rent. I'm not going to go cut my hair off because you cut your... I'm not going to dislike you because you go cut your hair off. I'm not going to dislike you because you want to go have sex with another woman. That's stupid to me. Why would I dislike you? If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm not God. I can't judge you. I'm not going to judge you. So what I'm saying is, people, here's the thing. People need to stay in their lane. Anyway, back to this young lady, because I know we got 3 stories going on all at the same time. I did start singing this song. I can't remember what the song was called right now. I started singing this song, and guess what? She started crying. She started crying. It was the most weirdest feeling. She started crying. And she said it was her favorite song. And she sung it over and over and over and over. She cried and she sung it over and over and over and over. I continued to visit her chat. I didn't come every day. I probably came once a week or whatever. But next thing I know, guess what? She ended in Baby Jesus' chat. Not only she ended in Baby Jesus' chat, when he went to Texas, she went to Texas too. She followed him there. She talked her mother into taking her. She was probably around about 17, 18 years old. I think she came from the California area, you guys. And she went all the way to Texas to meet this Messiah, Baby Jesus or whatever. And yeah, they donated all this money and everything. And she said that, she got delivered. And she threw herself on the altar. And yeah, they had videos of it and everything. And since she was a channel and he had a channel, and she was like, he is the real Jesus. And I said to myself, I know this nut is not trying to bring, revelations, tribulations. I know he's trying to not bring the, apocalypse into this time. Because it's not time. Trust me, there's a lot of things ain't taken place yet. You know what I'm saying? But you would expect, like what people say, God would come down and strike everybody in that building. That wouldn't have been a pretty sight. People would have been like, what kind of God is he? He struck everybody in there. What kind of God is he? So every time when somebody's going through something, they be waiting for God to do something wrong to them. What kind of God is that? He took your side. Well, isn't he truth? Isn't he justice? God is God. He's the author of the world, everything. He's the beginning and the end. He can do what he wants when he wants. He knows everything. He knows things that have not even came. If he said it, that's what's going to happen. So I'm just saying, you guys, you can't come into somebody else's house, home, and think that they just going to sit there and let you just take over. Now, the reason why I was... Oh, hold on for a minute. Hold on. What are you trying to do? I'm sorry, you guys. I got a little situation trying to happen over here, and I had to handle it real quick. And like I said, just like so what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to talk about anybody in here. Hey, Avalon Steele, how you doing? But hey, Diane, how you doing? Good morning to you. But my son had came over here when my car had messed up, and he was like, well, maybe, Mama, you need a battery. You need a battery, your battery cables. I'll put you some new cables on. And I was like, no, I don't think I need a battery. And he was like, yeah, Mom, I got a new battery in here. I got a new battery. I mean, your battery is a reused battery, a refurbished battery. But, Mom, I got a new battery. Why don't you take this battery? And I was like, okay. He was like, this is a $200 battery. I said, okay, son, okay. He said, I'm going to change out your cables, give you this new battery, put it in your car, and then we're going to see if that's what it is. It could be just your cables or something because you're losing power, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it took him about a good hour because he had to clip off the cables and, and do little electrical to the cables or whatever you have to do, whatever. You guys understand, put the little indicator things on there and stuff. And he did all that. We got in the car. Well, the car wouldn't start. He was like, oh, because the battery's dead. Because the battery been sitting for a while. So he went ahead and gave it a jump. It started right on up. It said, boom. I was like, hey, okay. We go down the street. It's still doing what it was doing. It's still doing what it was doing, son. It's still doing what it was doing, son. It's still doing what it was doing, son. Still doing what it was doing. He was like, well, Mom, I don't know. Take it to the shop or whatever. Okay. We take the car to the, we get home. We take the car to the shop. The man tell me it's the map, the manifold thing. He gonna put a used one in there because, they're expensive. And it's only gonna cost me $100. I said, okay. He put it in there. He says, come on, SP, come pick up your car. That was last Thursday. Then he calls me Friday. I said, well, I can't pick it up. It's too late. I got to go live. You called me at 14. I got to go live at 5. So I'll pick it up tomorrow. He says, fine. Tomorrow morning, we're walking out the door at 10, right after the live, because we had a live that morning on Friday morning. He calls me up right after live and says, abort the mission. Don't come pick up the car because I just got in it this morning. It's doing the same thing. I was like, oh, my God. He was like, it's got to be something else. So I waited until 4 o'clock Friday evening, and guess what he does? He calls me and says, there's nothing I can do for your car. Come and get it. It's something electrical. I said, okay. So now I'm upset and worried and everything. So I'm talking to my husband, and my husband said, I got a friend that works electrical. And so his friend said, I can't get her car in until Wednesday. So I'm like, I can't wait till Wednesday. So I remember that there was this older lady that I used to take my other cars to, well, my more expensive cars, because, I had a BMW, and I had a Mercedes, and I had an Escalade, and I would take those cars to her because I knew that when she graduated from school, her husband taught her everything about cars and mechanic. She opened up a business. Well, her business is still booming and going. It ain't as big as it used to be, but still yet, she always catered to the women. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call her up. So I called her up and I said, hey, her name is Colleen. I said, hey, Colleen, she's a white older woman that knows everything about working on cars, or called Caucasian. Anyway, called her up. She said, I can't get you in until Tuesday. I said, fine. I said, okay, I will be there Tuesday. I said, what time? She says 9:30. Don't matter. I'll get you in there. She said, because I don't work on the weekends, and I've got a full schedule Monday, so Tuesday. So, okay, so my husband's friend said he would look at my car Wednesday, which would be the cheaper option. It would probably be about $50 to $100. When you're talking about electrical, you could be talking last time, it was $1,000 for me. I'm like, oh my God, okay? I told you guys the story. So, Tuesday, I go to my interview. It really wasn't an interview. I already had my offer letter. It was acceptance in orientation. So we went through all of that, taking tests, coming home, taking tests, and all this. I was there for about 3 to 4 hours. I come home because when we took off that morning, we were going to drop off that car, and then I was going to go to the interview or orientation. Got in the car would not start. I had to leave the car at home, jump in the truck. My husband got a little bit upset. He says, okay, honey, I'll stay at home. You just go ahead and take the truck. He thinking it's going to be a 30-minute process thing. No, it's going to be an all-day thing because they do background checks that takes all day while they have you there filling out 50 million pieces of paper to make sure everything is all right. But nevertheless, so that was at 9:30. I did not get done until 2:30. My husband was texting me the whole entire time. I just had to turn my phone off. I had to turn my phone off. I actually had to tell the lady that was giving us the orientation, I said, look here. She was like, can you start tonight? And I said, look, no, I can't start tonight. I need to get my car to the shop today. It didn't start when I woke up this morning, so I just came on over here. But I didn't think this was going to be an all-day thing. I need to get it to the shop. So I called the lady, Colleen. I called her and I said, I know, Colleen, my car was supposed to be there at 9:30. But, honey, when I woke up this morning, it didn't start. And if I called AAA, I would have to be there at the house. And I had this interview orientation I had to go to. I am going to go right directly home, and I'm going to get my car to you. She says, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Colleen said, yes, do what you got to do. I came on home. My husband was a little bit ticked off. So he was like, well, let's see if it'll jump. So we jumped the car, and it started. Okay, it started. We start taking it down there to the shop. It stopped on us, and it cut off. It completely cut off and died out. Okay, it's still only going 5 miles an hour, you guys. It's still only going 5 miles an hour. My husband was driving behind me, so he pulls up in front of me. He starts the car. I said, okay, give me a jump. And it start. He was like, just call AAA. I said, no, AAA will not be here for 2 hours. I know what I did wrong. Because the mechanic had told me, if you go over 20 miles an hour, it may die out on you. In the battery, it's not holding, it's draining the battery or something. And so I said, okay. So anyway, so we had to go to the filling station because my husband needed gas in the truck. He was like, somebody ciphering the gas. I told you guys, he put $10 in there, and he just thinking he should have a half a tank when you only got an eighth. You guys know what a fourth is, so you know what an eighth is, okay? So that's what you get when you put $10 in a tank now. But anyway, nevertheless, I go 5 miles an hour. I'm not even trying to do 10 no more. I'm going to stay at 5. And my husband is behind me, and he's like, oh, my God. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Anyway, we make it to the shop. I hand her the keys. She says, thank you. We'll take good care of her. I'll let you know. I get home. She calls me up. By the time I get home, she calls me up the next morning because they did not have time to look at it. So they called me up Wednesday, and she says, because today's Friday, you guys. So she calls me up Wednesday, and she says, it's your map sensor. And I said, my map sensor? She says, map sensor, then you got a water pump that's leaking. So eventually, in time, in 2-3 months, it's going to go out, and you need a new battery. I said, I can't need a new battery. My son gave me a new battery. She was like, I'm just telling you everything that your car needs. I said, okay. So I said, well, before you fix anything, let me call my husband because, She says, no problem. Just call me back. I said, okay. I called my husband. My husband says, my husband said, that's the same thing that Ron fixed. Ron is my mechanic. That's the same thing that Ron fixed. I was like, is it? He was like, yeah. He was like, well, you better call Ron and let him know what he said because Ron wanted to know what was the problem. So I called my mechanic, my mechanic. He is my mechanic, you guys. I really don't trust too many people with my car. So I call him up and I say, hey, Ron, I'm telling you this for a reason, you guys. So just bear with me. I say, hey, Ron, I took my car to the shop and they say it's the manifold, It's called the Manifold Absolute Processing Sensor. He said, the map? I said, yeah. He said, that's what I replaced. I said, well, that's what they're saying it is. And he says, you call them back and tell them, no, it's not your map. The Manifold Absolute Process Sensor, something of that nature. I may got the P wrong. It could be programming sensor. It could be pilot sensor. But it is called the Manifold Absolute Programming Sensor. It's called a map. Anyway, you guys. He says, unless SP, this is what's going to happen. Unless you're going to pay for something that I've already fixed. Now, he says, now, I did put a used one in there, but the car was running, and, I cleaned it up really good, and the car was running, so it cannot be your Mac. So call them and let them know that. Now, here's the thing, you guys. So I called my husband, and I tell my husband what Ron said. And Ron said, so my husband says, call them up and tell them what Ron said. And I said, honey, I don't want to do that. This is almost like telling somebody how to cook in your kitchen. He says, honey, tell them. Because what's going to happen is they're going to charge you for that part, and your car is still going to be messed up. And I thought, wow, I better say something, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I better say something. But my inner person is telling me, please don't do that. If they misdiagnose, then, hey, whatever. But, I can't afford to pay for this thing because I told you guys it's going to cost us some money. And then have to pay for it again or whatever. So my husband is right. I don't want to have to pay for this, and then you come to find out it's not that. Let me see if this thing is doing something. Hold on. Baby, oh, here it goes. See, I gotta make sure. I've got to call my plumber too. So anyway, so I call. You guys listen? You guys there? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys follow me and you understand what I'm saying. I'm just not chitter-chattering. But I just want to tell you this story because it all comes together. Put a 1 in the chat, you guys. Thank you, Sanja. Thank you, Lisa. Those are the only 2 that's listening. Everybody else is like, oh, no, we ain't paying attention. Lisa Calhoun said yes. Diane, Freddie, Valerie. Okay. So, I called the, Phyllis, Crystal. Thank you. So, I called Colleen, and I said, hey, Colleen, this is SP. Teresa, thank you. I talked to my mechanic, and he told me, Gloria, yeah, he told me that he put a map on. You can just imagine what just happened, right? Okay, I know you guys are listening. I said, Colleen, my mechanic, Ron, told me he already put a Manifold Absolute Programming Sensor on my car. Now, it was used, but he put one on. You know what Colleen said? You know what Colleen said? Colleen said, She's an older Caucasian woman. She's probably about 66, 68 years old. Yeah, used. It was used. It was used. Yeah. Because, you can use used parts sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to pay no $200 for a part when you can get it for 40, $50, Especially if it comes off of a car just like yours and it was working. So it's just like, I wouldn't go get no used windshield wipers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or some spark plugs or anything. But, like sometimes like tubing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Piping or whatever. Like if the car was in a wreck. Let me take their parts off. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Got it? Yeah. Colleen says, SP, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the manifold absolute programming sensor on. That's what we're going to do, okay? You know what I said? I said, okay, thank you. She said, I'll give you a call when your car is done. We'll have you up and running. I said, okay. And I hung up the phone. Okay? It's 57:42, so let me get to the end of this story. So all Thursday, Wednesday, we're wondering, she had told me earlier that I left out of the conversation that it was only going to take an hour to get my car up and running. I don't want you to put a water pump on because my husband can do that. I don't want you to put a battery in there because my husband can do that. But go ahead and do the manifold absolute programming sensor. You guys look it up. You know I'm not lying. My husband was like, he come home, he was like, baby, call him, because it only takes an hour. I was like, I don't want to call him. I don't want. He was like, because they didn't fix your car. And I was like, well, honey, they said, and he's like, they would have called you. We're not answering that. They would have called you. Are you guys there? Please put a 1 in the chat, because we just got one of those disturbing phone calls again. Oh, I don't know. Okay, thank you, Freddie. By now, I know you are tired of all the censors, etc. Exactly. I don't even want to call the woman. I just want her to call me when, I don't want to be like, oh, there's egg on your face. I tried to tell you such. And my husband's like, call him. Yeah, call him. They ain't got your car fixed. So I was like, okay, honey. Because, yeah, we do need to know. Because you got things you got to do. I said, okay. I said, well, just stand right there, honey, and you can hear the whole conversation. I put it on speakerphone. So I called and I said, hello. And he was like, this is Matt. And I was like, Matt, is Colleen in? He's like, no, Colleen went home for the day. And I was like, well, this is SP, and I got this certain vehicle, this color up there. He's like, oh, I know which vehicle you're talking about. I said, okay, you guys are supposed to put a map sensor, a map on it, manifold, absolute, program, sensor. He was like, yeah. I said, is it ready? He said, oh, hold on. Let me go check. He went. Then he come back. He was like, well, I don't have a ticket here. Well, what about a battery? We didn't get a battery. The interstate battery is the better battery. And I said, no, I got a battery at home. Don't worry about it. He was like, yeah, something's going on with the battery. And then, and then he turns around and he says, and then the water pump is such. And how much is for that water pump is $402. And the water pump only cost me $39 at AutoZone. My husband can put it on because I already know that. I said, no. My husband's going to do all of that. It's just a leak right now. And my husband's going to put that on. So don't worry about that. I just need the map. The map put on. Is the map put on? He says, yes, ma'am. The map is put on and your car is running fine. Come and pick it up. So we didn't have time to go pick it up. We ended up leaving it there that night, and we picked it up yesterday morning. We went and picked the car up, and me and my husband was sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to get in the car, and the car ain't going to start. He was like, well, that's just the battery, honey. We have to put your old battery back in. That's when people try to help you, and they can't help you. And I'm not mad at my son. No, I'm not. No, there's no way in the world I would be mad at my son. He thought he was giving me a good battery, and that's all. People sometimes want to do good with you, but it causes you problems. You guys understand what I'm saying? It caused me more problems. And had I had my right battery in there when it was with Ron, it probably would have done better. He probably would have been able to fix it. But anyway, we get there to pick up the car, and I'm kind of leery that the car is not going to run right. It's still going to go 5 miles an hour. Now, we got ice and snow down here, and the roads are not cleaned up. I don't know why, because usually our state, we're very good at cleaning up the roads. But for unknown reason, that ice is way, way thick, and it's not cleanable as easy as it usually be. But anyway, you guys, I get in the car, and I can only go 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour because of the ice and snow. We finally got a street where I can go faster. There's nothing wrong with my car. Now, we do need another water pump, and he needs to put the battery back in there, my old battery in there, and whatever. But I'm just saying my car is better. The moral to the story, what I was trying to tell you is, sometimes people really, really, really trying to help you, but they can't. It just made my situation worse. I needed to keep my old battery that I had in there because I didn't have a problem with my battery. And then not only that, Ron, that was going to give me a cheaper rate, had put a used part. Now, maybe he didn't clean it well enough or something. But, if I would have told, Ron was hard-headed. Ron was hard-headed. You couldn't tell him it was the map. He was like, no, SP, you called him and tell him you're just wasting your money. And I'm like, but Ron, I'm just telling you, well, it's your money. Just go ahead. I'm like, okay, I'll call him and tell him that. And the minute I called to tell Colleen that it was not my map, my manifold. See, I even know what the word is. It's the manifold absolute program sensor. I'm so sick and tired of it. Yes, I'm sick and tired of that map. But she told me something, and I told my husband, and I said, yeah. I said, she said it with authority. She says, no, SP, this is what we're going to do. She says, we're going to put the map sensor on there, and we're going to get you up and running. And I'll see you soon. And I was like, okay. Now, the reason why I did call her to say something is because if they would have put it on there, they would have said, you needed it anyway. And they got my car. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to say something. I didn't want to, but I was pushed to say something and it kind of made our conversation and communication a little irritated a little bit. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because I'm questioning her, and that's her house over there. And I don't like to do that. But I understood. So when she spoke, not only with authority, like she know what she's doing, or her mechanics know what they're doing, I know I'm not going to go into somebody's house and say, well, my mechanic this, because if my mechanic was so right, why was my car not fixed? If you know so much, why was my car not fixed? Yes, some mechanics are hard-headed. They have us at their mercy, yeah. If you knew so much, and that's what I was telling my husband, I didn't want to go telling her anything. If he knew so much, why was my car not fixed? He want to say it's an electrical thing. Now, the sensor is not really called, electrical thing. It is a part. So he got a little hot and heated when he had, and he could have easily placed it with a new one. I didn't tell him to go get a used one. I didn't tell him to go get a used one. I'm just telling y'all. Anyway, you guys, be careful when you're going in people's channels and chats and how we conduct ourselves. Because when you think that you are so right, then I'm wondering, especially if you have a channel, why you didn't go put it on your channel? Don't come tear up mine. We worked very hard. We done learned a lot of mistakes. We learned a lot from our mistakes. And it's not to be mean or angry with people. And people get it the wrong way. They really do. They get it the wrong way. But sometimes you have to come with authority and say, hey, we're not going there. If you got this pertinent information, come up on the panel and make sure everybody know you're saying it. I'm not reading it. And guess what? Show your face. Because I don't want to have to go to court or get the channel taken because I allowed you to say something that was not so. And that's all I got to say, you guys. All right, I hope you guys learned what I just said. I've learned a lot of things this week. My car been down for 2 weeks, and it was a simple problem of a map. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, my car is here, and I'm good now. Your mechanic just wanted to keep you paying him money, that's all? No. You know what? Out of all the mechanics and people I've ever trusted with my car, no, I don't believe at all that he's ever after my money. He has fixed my car for free all the time. And I have brought him a lot of other customers. He's a very good mechanic. I think his feelings were hurt that he used a used map when I didn't tell him to, but he was just trying to help. You guys, you get what I'm saying? He was trying to help and make sure that he kept the call slow for me. And he missed the point. I needed my car fixed. He missed the objective. You know how much money I lost with my car being, I'm not having a car for 2 weeks? No, he's not one of those type of people that cheat you. Not when it comes to the money part. He wouldn't have been trying to put a used part on there. He knows that I ain't rich, girl. I ain't rich. Yeah, he just used the wrong judgment. But like I said, I didn't ask him to, you know. But, I mean, he was looking out for me. And sometimes people looking out for you, they mean well. They really do. My son meant well. And I can't be mad. I'm not mad at my mechanic. I'm not mad at my son. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just saying this was a learning situation that even though people in their best interest wanting to help can hurt you, and you can't allow that to happen, you guys. All right? That's reason why. Okay, I don't know how the guy that called himself Young Jesus or the Messiah came into that. You guys, I don't know. It all works out. Some way, somehow, I don't know, whatever reason, the Lord wanted me to share it with you, and I did. So, I'm finna get off of here, you guys. Be good. Be blessed. And just be nice to each other, okay? Bye.